I was too slow on the trigger. Too slow on the trigger. But don't think I forgot. Y'all still got to get y'all disclaimer in your intro.
What's up, everybody? I'm your boy Germ747, the musical director here at Flowtainment. We want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. Please be advised that the articles read tonight are not necessarily the views of Flowtainment. So grab you something to drink or eat, and don't be afraid to join in the conversation by clicking on the StreamYard link posted in the chat. Now, let's get this show started.
All right, there we go. Nah, we can get right. I know y'all like every time I come around, she got something different going on. You probably ain't like that, but I am because every time I see, I got something different going on. But it's all good because it's all me. I know you love it. Y'all miss the couch. Y'all recognize the couch, the WKFLO rhythm release, where the flow just don't stop couch with the two yellow pillows. The pink blanket is over there, but yeah, I'm doing some rearranging in preparation for WKFLO rhythm release, and it has been a long week. I don't know why. I literally had nothing really planned except for my final SNT meeting with the National Society of Leadership and Success Association that your girl was inducted in. Yes. Oh, okay then. I was inducted in it, and I finished everything I needed to in order to uh, get my induction kit and also purchase my graduation regala, as they called it, or regalia, um, for graduation day. So I'm pretty excited about that. I feel accomplished. Summer school starts next week, not a game. I actually am happy that um, I am able to take a break from Flowtainment Live so that I can dedicate my time. We got a comment says my first time tuning in, but I already resonate with the constant trying new things. Come on, somebody. You know, and that's what you need in your life. You need somebody that understand what you are going through. And um, I find it ironic that you meet people as you're going through your path, and maybe it's not ironic, maybe it's just how life is, that they can point out things that are going on in your life, like, wow, I just ran across somebody, I just read something. Or so thank you for that. Hopefully you enjoy the show. It's the last one, but you can always go back and watch the previous episodes. They're all on Flowtainment, so hopefully you are subscribed. And stay tuned because I got more coming up. It's me right now doing everything by myself until I'm able to delegate tasks to other people and roles to other people. Or if an angel just flies down from the heavens above and say, hey, I want to help you with this, I receive that in the mighty name. Do you understand? Because sometimes you need help with this. You need help with it. Whatever it is. All right now. All right. But this is the last show, y'all, of season 1. We did it. We made it. And I feel that much more accomplished. Although I'm constantly changing stuff, it's for the better. It's to improve and show that, hey, I am here and I'm serious about this. For so long, I wanted to do this. As a matter of fact, I created a new channel. If you saw Kia review, she told y'all to make sure you like the video. That is my new channel. This is probably the extent of the promotion that I am going to do on that channel, because I would like to get subscriptions from that organically based off of people searching for the shows that I review or the movies or shows that I react to. So I mean, you see her right here. If you want to subscribe, you can. Don't feel obligated to, because I got so many pages and I don't want to bombard you all. But that'll be the page where, if I have to, put a little cash in or a lot of cash in to get some promotion going, boost me in the algorithm, then I'll do that. And, just see in my mind what it's like. My leg, y'all, has been bothering me. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into the church announcements on this last show. Of course, we have an interview with Ranika Chaney coming. And so y'all stay tuned for that. I don't know, y'all. It's just my leg. It's my leg. It's really bothering me right now. But okay, we're going to get this on and popping. And we're going to say happy birthday. Yes. Happy birthday to my grandma, Lou Washington. If y'all hear that in the background, that's me standing up. Because my leg, I did do a lot of walking today going to the store. But whatever. Her birthday is tomorrow, actually, May 27, 1945. Louisa Washington, an amazing woman, was born. Y'all see her over there on the left? I say, girl, you was giving face. And child, the only professional family photo I've ever taken in my life was with my grandma and my brother. And then those are some photos of my grandma and I together, different places and spaces. She is truly missed. She is truly missed, but I know that she is always here, watch over us. And I love you for now and forever. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, girl? That's how she would say it. Girl. How you doing, girl? My mama called me Shaduki, hence the name Shaduki Butter. My grandma would call me Dooney Baby or Shushu. She would like, here, Shushu, because she trying to say Sade, and a lot of times she also would call me my mom's name, Stephanie, and she would call Stephanie my name. So, that happens here and there. But other than that, that was my girl. That was my girl there. So happy birthday, and till we meet again. Then I want to go ahead and give some of that promo to the artists that I promised I would do that too. There weren't many that submitted anything for me to promote, and I believe Hassan's event just passed. But the Purpose Podcast by Mr. Alan Levi Simmons. Make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram. I have the handle down there. And she says, "Oh, well, God sent you another Stephanie here today." Oh, your name's Stephanie. Look at her. See, wasn't I just talking about people in your path and all that? I was just saying it. So I ain't lying, right? Oh, okay then. All right then. You got one more time, Trinity. That's what I see, Trinity. Are you from Trinidad? Is that what that means, Trinity Vision? You're going to have to explain that to me. That's a different spelling, unless I don't know how to spell Trinity, because I do not be spelling right sometimes, a lot of times, y'all. I don't, but okay. But yeah, follow the Purpose Podcast. He has a lot of amazing guests on there. Very inspirational brother with a message. He's always going to have a smile on his face and a word for you. All right, so make sure you follow him. And then also MJ Baker. Just check out her website, MJ Baker Music. But I wanted to bring attention to Najim. which is her music company where she offers professional vocal services, amongst other things. So if you want to get your throat together and you can have this done virtually, she says a majority of her business is done or handled virtually. Make sure you check out her website so you can get up in the know. I think I'm definitely going to take her up on that offer because I want to clear my throat. I want to clear my throat. And then, like I told y'all, she says, my name is Steph Trend, just a play on words. You're not tripping. Okay, then. All right. Well, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you. And I'm glad you're still here. You know what I'm saying? Going with the flow and everything. Look at you on your first day. Now, like I told y'all, I got to promote everything that going on up in my house. Okay, for me and mine's this. Okay. Do you understand? So Currents Exchange, which is my husband's clothing line, as well as Germ 747 Letters in Purple, an album of his that just came out this past winter. Make sure you check it out. Very nice album with some real good feel-good tunes that you can listen to. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to be playing it at the cookout this weekend. DM me for the address, cookout at my place. Okay. And then myself, of course, I mean, I'm the host and all, I ain't nobody, but I'm somebody to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Okay, KiaFlow.com. Check me out. Those are all of our Instagram handles. Yeah, you got to get that income some kind of way flowing into the house. And then my homegirl, I Am Love Range. Child, she is in a play called I'm Sick of Church Folk. Oh Lord of Jesus. Some mom will do that to you. That's what Kia Reviews is about. I review a lot of these series that I've gotten into. And so one of the series, my first review, I've never done a review before in my life, y'all. And when I tell y'all to do the review the way I like to watch, I basically wrote that script for that entire episode just by watching. I had to keep pausing it and starting it and everything, but I got 30 minutes worth of video and it's a real good review. So it's called Kingdom Business, and them folk in there, you got folk doing right and you got folk that ain't doing right. So this is so funny. I'm sick of church folk. I would love to see what role she plays in there. Check out her on Instagram. It says new date, but I don't see the new date unless, oh no, I see it in there. It's small, but y'all can see, I think it says June 25th at 7 p.m. So if you're in Jacksonville, Florida, this is for my Duval crowd. Okay, my Florida folk. If you're in Jacksonville, Florida, make sure you holler at her and just follow her because she's a dope poet altogether. She's one of the folk that got me doing my thing. And then of course, Mode Noir Inc., where excellence is the only option. I told her she need to hire me, y'all, so I could say that. Mode Noir Inc., where excellence is the only option. And you have the jazz playing in the background. That's what it give me, you know what I'm saying? Put some chocolates, maybe Kenny G come out, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Kenny G got a good documentary. I think I'll start reviewing those as well. But he has a real good documentary. Anyway, follow her as well on Instagram. She is a stylist. Baby got me all together, and she's also helping me with my brand. We have another photo shoot coming up, so y'all stay tuned. She's the one who did the most recent photo shoot that I have on my Instagram page. So y'all follow her and show her some love. She's between Jacksonville, Florida, and Charlotte, North Carolina. And what else? Oh, yeah. And so if you, too, want to be advertised over here where I'm at, one moment. And I see you in the background, Ranika, you know what I'm saying? I see you now. Yeah, I had to cough. So whenever y'all hear me say one moment, I be up here talking so much in my throat. THOAK. Be getting dry. But if you would like to be advertised on Flowtainment's various shows that come from up out of my brain, this is the price point right here. Holla at me at info@flowtainment.com or 704-323-6958. And we can talk about the pricings, which are here on the screen. And yeah, syndication. I got you. I got you. All you got to do is holla at me. I promise you, I'm still playing commercials from last year. Once you give it to me, it's mine for forever. I'm always play that thing, okay? And then, last but not least, I need you all's helping me get to 200. I'm close though. I think today I'm about 6 away. So doing pretty good. Keep on striving. I think for the most part, I gained all of those followers in this year because I started WKFLO Rhythm Release June 2nd. And at that time, I may have only had 4 to 6 subscribers, and they probably are with me. No cap. but so, you know, I mean, still subscriptions here, you know what I'm saying? But I just need to get the 200. So I think I'm about 6, maybe 5 more away, you know. So if you want to share the flyer, you can find Flowtainment on Instagram or Facebook and just share the flyer and say, hey, help my friend. And let's see here. Oh, okay. It's interview time, like I ain't already know that, and it happened right on time. It's 8:50, and she was early and everything. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I did pull a video from her YouTube that I am going to share. I like to try to share, introduce them with some of their work or some of their video, and I like to end the show that way. But unfortunately for this show, I will not be able to do that. And I always look at things metaphorically or spiritually and things, but I got her videos because I spoke with her today and I was like, can you send me a video and such and such? She was like, you know, to make a long story short, I really don't have any recent ones. And so I have videos that I could use, but every time I tried to upload them, it said they were too big. And I changed the format. I mean, it clearly told me that the max was this amount of megabytes. And so it tells me that my video is this megabytes, which is far smaller than what you said the max is. And it still would not upload. I say, damn, this lady's powerful. Messing up my bandwidth and IP addresses and every algorithm and internet connection and DSL. You know, like I couldn't even upload it. But I was able to pull her video, Narcissism is Real. And I also see this mentioned a little bit in her site, which will cover that. So I don't want to say too much, but I definitely felt that, oh, okay. So me picking this video was good because I do want to know more about her organization. So we're going to play this video. And then the next person you'll see is the one and only Ranika Chaney. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, my name is Ranika, and a lot of people ask me about my story. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Maybe it's because they see my life and I don't necessarily talk about it much, but one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to talk today about my story. I haven't always wanted to do it in the past. I think I've always wanted to be able to honor the people in my story. But another thing that I also want to do is to be able to leave a legacy of hope, healing, and help. And I hope I do that today. And a big part of my story is talking about narcissism. Not a fun word, especially if you've come in contact with someone who is a narcissist, has those tendencies. If you look at the DSM-5, I've been on to get this a really big book to read. It also has some things in there. I don't even know if this is the most updated version, but it talks about narcissistic personality disorder. And I won't talk as much about that, but if you talk about a narcissist, right, it has this has qualities across the board, right? They usually have a lack of empathy, grandiose, they have feelings of entitlement, chronically seeking validation outside of themselves. They have a tendency towards rage and to manipulate and exploit people. And if you've ever come in contact with this, you can know this can feel really, really difficult to be in relationship with this type of person, and even to be quite frank, pretty much an evil. And so I just wanted to take time to let people out there know who might be experiencing this type of relationship, whether it's with parents, intimate relationships, marriage, friendship, that you're not alone, that it's a very real thing, and that it may be difficult to explain to your friends and family. You might have tried to say, I think this person has a lack of empathy. I'm not sure that they actually care about me. They're very arrogant, and that this is a real thing. And I think our society may overuse it, narcissism. But if you've ever come in contact with this, just wanted to let you know that you are not alone, and that there are resources and tools and things out there for you. Hopefully in the next few videos that I do, I'll be able to explain why talking about this is so important to me, and also important to the legacy that I want to leave. So I hope you take some time today to just be able to take care of yourself. Really cool verse that talks about being able to love people as you love yourself, and being able to treat others the way that you want to be treated. So today, I hope you take some time today to treat yourself well so that you can know how to treat other people. You're not alone, and I hope you have a great day today. Peace.
Hey,
how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Hey,
you ended off saying you are not alone, and my good friend Kia Reviews says you are not alone.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Hey, Kia Reviews.
I play too much. Anyway, but thank you. Thank you for being here. How was your day?
Thank you for having me. Did you ask me how my day was? I missed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have had I've had a really good day. It's been a good day. Yeah. Lots of a really good day. I celebrated my youngest son's birthday yesterday. And so we're kind of on the back end of that, just relaxing, a good day today. Yeah. How was yours?
Mine was pretty exhausting. I'm also, I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job last week. And so I'm just, tying up all types of loose ends, so that, there's not any work left once I leave on my behalf, and, just sticking to that. And, also, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what happened this week to where today is the day, but I feel like just in general, this entire week, like I didn't get a chance to promote the flyer until I tried to do it at Monday morning, but I didn't get to do it till like Monday night. And I'm like, what? But I have, been working and doing everything. And so I've had meetings. I finished up my national society and such. So, but this is not about me. You know, you already got me on the phone. You already know how I do. With you especially.
With me especially.
Yes, girl. You give me that vibe to where I just want to lay it all out, child. I'm so sick and tired.
You can do that. We can do that tonight too if we need to. But I know we have a schedule.
Yes. Thank you so much again, though, for being here. I feel like you are the perfect person to end out this season, and actually at least the last 3 people. And it just, everybody's interview fell in line how it did. I had nothing to do with it. I was just like, hey, these are the days I got. And I think maybe you were like one of the second people to respond, and you picked the last one. So yeah. I'm like, okay. And I don't think you knew that was the last one. I didn't know it was the last one. Yeah. I just made the executive decision. I was like, I can't. Who about to do the podcast and this? No. So, but either way, I'm happy to have you. I do want to start this interview off. Well, first, before I ask this question, is there anything that you have to say about that video that I just played?
I I don't not besides what I said, unless you have like more questions about narcissism, what it is. I got a whole story based off of that. So
Well, and I think that we may get into that when we talk about your site. So yeah, I just looking at it and such,
yeah.
The videos that I wanted to pull up, like I say, they were so big, but I saw your and now the names are escaping me. Message to Christians. That was the one that I was going to play last, but then there was another one, and I found you on Bandcamp, and so that's how I was able to get your songs. I purchased two of your
back in
songs.
the day.
Yes, so. We're going to get into that, but I have to
right.
say that you remind me of a poet by the name of Ebony Payne English. She is a good friend of mine from Jacksonville, Florida. But I saw, whenever I would look at you, your smile and the way you would talk, I'm like, that's Ebony. And then she has long locks as well. And then when I actually heard you do your poem, I was like, oh my gosh, they sound just the same. And then I heard you rap and she raps. I'm like, oh my, you have a doppelganger. That's all I'm going to say. She's another one of the poets that I came up under, amazing wordsmith, and she does some amazing work. She has a comic book out and books. So I don't know. I think y'all are all one and the same. You're not a Leo, are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
You'll have to connect us though. I would love to see some of her work.
I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah. Okay, but my first question would be, and who is Ranika Chaney? Sanchez Chaney.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this. The first thing that comes to mind is just that I'm loved. Like I wasn't able to say that maybe, a few years ago, but Ranika is loved. Ranika loves, I really love people. I love, I don't know, I just love knowing what motivates people, just people. I enjoy people. So I'm creative. So I'm an artist. I'm a mother of 5 amazing kids. Yeah, that's what comes to mind.
And where you come from?
Where I come from. So I grew up right outside of New Orleans in a small town called St. Rose. So I went to college in New Orleans. So Louisiana is home.
Okay. Do you go there often?
Not as often as I would like to, but definitely we get there. I definitely want the kids to know, the roots of where I come from and eat crab and shrimp and boils and all of that. So we get it in.
Okay.
Have you been?
Oh yeah, I got family there. Well, I have family in New Orleans, and probably some other parts, but that's the only area we visit. The last time I went was Mardi Gras. I think it was like 2013, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know who came up with the fun idea of doing a 24-hour Mardi Gras trip. But baby, by 12 o'clock, 1 a.m., I was done with. I was like, and we don't get on the bus until what time? Oh my goodness. But other than that, yeah, so I like the area. I love the food, and but I haven't been there and explored. Like I've been there at least 3 times as an adult, but it was always for Mardi Gras. Yeah. I went as a child, but I wasn't able to explore it as an adult. Yeah. So I definitely want to do that and see my cousins. I keep in contact with a few of them. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a great place. The people, that's my favorite part.
Absolutely. I feel like, there's definitely a kindred spirit there between the people in New Orleans and Floridians,
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an understanding of some things. It's an understanding. She say, so Scorpio of me to notice this within like 24 hours of hearing about Ranika for the first time, but I happen to discover she's a Taurus.
I am.
Spoken word is your gift.
Oh, thank you, Trinity.
Nice. Taurus. So that is another kindred thing about it. I like astrology as well. So I do know that Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. And I don't know. I think we those sisters. We the sisters that have a love-hate relationship sometimes.
Really? Oh.
Listen.
That's how it works. Oh no.
Yeah. I think that when you're older, you can learn. If you want to grow, you learn, and that's on either side. You just learn to accept people for who they are, and that's one reason why I even got into astrology, just to accept people for who they are. I couldn't. That was the only thing that made sense to me. Like, oh, it's your sign. Oh, the moon ain't aligned with Jupiter. That's why you talk to me that way just then. Okay. It ain't your fault. It's Jupiter and Saturn.
Yeah, that's a big life lesson in general, just to be able to accept people just for the way they are and where they are. Yeah.
Absolutely. And once, stepping away from astrology, you learn to, like you say, just accept people for who they are. And also, if you want relationships to grow, when I was listening to that narcissism video, I thought about a few relationships that I've had to let go. They could call me a narcissist. I could call them a narcissist. I don't know, but I know I don't want no parts of it. And I know I don't do malicious things. I'm not, I'm you. I love love, Libra, Venus. I love love. I probably have gotten my feelings hurt far more than I could hurt anyone's feelings, at least I think. But okay, so we know that you are from a small town outside of New Orleans, and that you are love. So the next question I asked was, did ministry or poetry come first?
Yeah, so I think a lot of the stuff you'll find like on the internet definitely is geared towards like Christianity and faith and all of that. But how would I say it? I don't know. So if I like tell my story, so poetry for me was birthed out of trauma, right? I grew up in a really just abusive home. There's just no other way to say it. And so when I would go to my room, like I would just write. And I think the reason I would write is because I was so enamored with preachers and like their words and the cadence. Like when I was a little girl in church, like I thought the music was great, but I was actually one of those people who was excited about listening to the preacher. And I think it's because I just loved words at such a young age. And so, so I think maybe the church was also an escape for me. Through writing, that I could write down kind of the things that I was feeling, because I definitely couldn't say it, right? But yeah, so I think they kind of go hand in hand when I think about how it all started for me, just like being an abused little girl and having paper and pencil, and I live right next door to the church, which is so interesting. And I was like, one places my parents would let me go, I could just walk to ever since I was little. And so I think they kind of go hand in hand. Yeah.
Nice. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is our interview right now, because I feel like I have, like, every time you say something, it's like I have a similar sort of story. Is at least with writing. I can remember my mom pulling me to the side. Maybe I was about in high school at this point, but I have been writing since I was a little girl, at least like songs. And so in middle school, I started writing little short stories. And then by high school, my mom started discovering my writings. I'm assuming that I never really stopped writing after that point. But I would write on like things that were sitting at my computer desk, a piece of paper or a sticky note or an envelope. And I'm one of those people that doesn't really go back and read my writing. And my mom, she had concerns because I would say stuff like, I don't want to be here, or, just things that even now I'm like, I said that,
Yeah.
not saying that it wasn't true, because I definitely felt that way, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that I wrote it and didn't remember writing it.
Yeah.
That was the part that blew my mind. And
Wow.
so but yeah, I still kind of write that way. That's why, it takes me so long to get a poem up and running sometimes these days, because I haven't really had that inspiration to do it. Now, when I go to various like writing workshops or things like that, or if I'm in a poetry group of some sort, it comes to me because you have that other person that usually inspires you. But
Yeah.
so my writing just comes very sparingly. Maybe I've been writing my episodes and things of that nature and school assignments. So I think that that's where a lot of my brain just dedicates my writing to. I wasn't even able to finish the 30 for 30, but just saying that the starting as a child and writing, I was introduced to poetry at 18. Went to an open mic. Now, I'm lying. I did do Ego Tripping by Nikki Giovanni when I was in 11th grade, but it was an open mic. So you said that they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Um, so but I guess you would have been doing ministry kind of first, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I was so little when I started writing. Like I learned to read. Like the Bible was probably probably the first like big book I remember reading. I would sit there and
Wow.
read, and so I think that's just like a gift. But yeah, I really don't know. Just because so much of it was an escape for me. Like writing was an escape, and then the church was an escape too. It literally
Yeah.
was like a physical place of escape that I could go to. So they both were like safe havens
Mm,
for me.
mm.
Um, yeah, I don't remember one being without the other, just
Okay.
at such a young age. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
were writing poetry young. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is
Okay.
the thing, the church gave me my first opportunity to speak. Like
Wow.
I remember I did my first play. I was like an angel. I was the angel in the play. And then after that, like that church would let me speak, and then all these other churches would say, oh, I heard about this little girl, and I would go to their church and they would pay me to speak. I mean, I was a little bitty thing. And so I think yeah, I just remember them going hand in hand, and the church giving me so much opportunity to just use my gift. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. That was another thing. Church and school
Yeah.
were my safe havens to get away
Yeah.
from uh verbally abusive and chaotic household that I was raised up in. So I definitely related with that as well. Essence, thank you for coming through. I don't know if you're still here or not, but thank you for coming through. So then we can get to mental health
Yeah.
and moms.
Oh yeah, mentalhealthmoms.com. Yeah.
Yes, mentalhealthmoms.com. Now, I believe this is where I saw narcissism mentioned
Mhm.
again. So, I guess if you can talk about what inspired you to create this organization,
Yeah.
and how that ties, and how does narcissism tie into it. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. So mental health mom. So I want to tell everybody, you can go to mentalhealthmoms.com and check it out. We offer coaching in 3 different areas. The first is healing. You see it on the screen, but healing specifically in the area of narcissistic abuse when it comes to that. Second is parenting. And then third is in public speaking. And so each of these speaks so deeply to my heart. When we talk about my childhood, like I said, I grew up in a pretty abusive home. And then through therapy, as I grew up, I realized, oh, I think I had at least one narcissistic parent. And so what I did, I got married at a really, really young age. Not, well, I should say really, really. I was like early 20s. I got married, but I married what I knew, right? I gravitated to what I knew, that um emotional distance and just narcissism. And so I married that. I married into an abusive marriage. And through therapy, through so many different things, I learned about that. I learned about narcissism, and having my 5 children. we had to leave the home that we were in. I think my friend actually might be watching. My friend who we lived with. So I was pregnant with my fifth, had four little children. When I think my pastor called, or someone called and said, "Yeah, I've seen this before. You guys need to leave." And so we leave and we go and we live with that friend for like 7 months. I give birth to my child, during that time that we're living there. But just really motivated to want to do things differently than when I grew up, so that I got all the knowledge that I could. I stayed in therapy. The county here in Charlotte offers free, just free services for domestic violence victims. So I took all the free therapy I could get. I went to groups to learn things about boundaries, all the things I'm like, all adults know about this. I'm just now adulting and having to learn boundaries. So I did everything that I could learn about mental health so that I could be the healthiest person that I could be for my kids. And so that's what this is birthed out of. And then through my church, hold on, I just wanted to say this. Before you were promoting, I'm sick of church folks. I thought that was so funny because even through my church, after going through what I went through, people, they would send like women to me and like, "Hey, can you talk to this person about this?" Because the church is a great place for narcissists to hide, by the way. It can be a great place for narcissists to hide. So being able to help people in that way, to be able to tell my story in that way has just been, it's just been liberating, as a person who is a speaker, who loves words, who loves people, to be able to take my story and have it be redeemed in a way to help other people is just it's just what I want to do. So that's how Mental Health Moms came about, just being a mom who is an advocate for my own mental health, for the mental health of my children, and for the mental health of the people around me. So there you have it.
I really, really like that. I wanted to, I saw an interview, I believe it was your testimony. And so I was going to add something to the slide, but I'll just say it because I didn't. And that was, thank you to the Hicks family.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for the Hicks family. And, I'm just happy that there are, people out there, myself included. I don't really, we do things for people all the time, but like there was a man today.
Yeah.
There was a man today who was trying to buy a sandwich with his EBT card, and I guess he had swiped it too many times and put the pin in wrong, and so he wasn't able to make the purchase. So she was gonna put it back. I was like, "I'll buy it," and he was just like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm not gonna say everything else that he offered for criminal purposes, but it was just to show his appreciation. It wasn't sexual. It was not sexual. Let's put that out there. Okay. It was an item. Okay. That you could use for your mood. But anyway, I was like, "No, sir, you good. I just, hey, I can't be sitting up here, getting what I need, and you out here trying to buy a sandwich, But so just, paying it forward, being your sister or your brother's keeper, loving your neighbor. I was talking about that today or yesterday on one of my pages where I said, I feel like, we got lost in taking care of one another. And now everybody is out for self. And it only matters when it happens to your people or your family, or you only protect when it happens to your people and your family. And that's why, there is a total imbalance, and it will never be equal as long as people are out here believing that. That's how it's okay to operate. I said, until everybody is willing to let it all go so that everybody is good, and nobody's willing to do that because we work too hard to get what we got. I done came too far, and there's people out here that ain't got that. So I can't have these conversations with people because I see it at a whole deeper level that they would make me feel like I'm being too juvenile to think that way.
Yeah.
It's juvenile to think that we'll give all of these people back their land and give people what's rightfully theirs because of the economy. That's just not the world. That's not what we've evolved to. No, you're crazy. But anyway, So, um,
But by the way, the Hicks are watching right now. At least one of them. They're telling me, so they're sending me. Thank you for the shout out.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I promise you, I was gonna, but today, like I said, it's been an exhausting day that I
Yeah.
realized that I ain't even at the game. So I won't even have a game for the last show, but it's okay though.
Oh, yeah.
I was so like, whenever I could get a chance to rest, my computer didn't act right today. I was just tired, but, listen, we are here. I got my comfy couch tonight.
I love
Baby,
it. I like that.
I just might shut this laptop down and turn off this light and go to sleep right here.
I love it. While we here, we're gonna have a good time though. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying hanging out
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. So with that, you talked about mental health, mom, and your beautiful children. And
Yeah.
yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
oh,
Oh, Lord, the girl so precious, my
man.
Lord Jesus.
You got
My
the
Lord.
picture up. Oh, yep, that's my babies.
Motherhood this day and age. Like
Yeah.
what is it like? Is it like anything you thought it would be? And also, do you make sure you do everything differently than what it was that you received?
Yeah. So what is it like? I think that's interesting. It's interesting because I never really, I never was one of those women who, like, from a little girl, I want to be a mother and I want to like do it. I just never was. I was like the first person to graduate college, so I wanted to climb the corporate ladder and make money and do all the things, right? But I had children. It's just been like the most beautiful, humbling experience of my life. I think God did it that way. Like, there's just some things that I needed to learn, like, through them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so do I try to run away from the things in my childhood? I think I used to try to do that, but then I realized when you run, you just run right into what you're running from. So now I try to, like, walk my way through this thing, right? So none of us know what we're doing as parents. Like, nobody. We really just are doing the best that we can. And that's why I think I can look back on my childhood with, like, compassion now, of, like, I truly believe that my parents did the best with what they had and what they knew. Like, that's taken a while to get to. But no, I try what I do, right? Because I do believe, like, love is the greatest force in the entire universe. So I ask myself, every day, how is it that I can love them? And that's why I said this journey of, like, mental health, of trying to take care of myself and learn as much as I can, learn about the brain, learn about feelings, which no one ever asked me how I felt growing up. And so I try to ask my kids, how do you feel? And we do all these different things, yoga, different things I never would have done growing up, but I'm in search of better ways to love them. I do my best to ask them, questions. I do it imperfectly when I mess up, when I say things I shouldn't. I make sure that I apologize, and I just do the best that I can, like, as a mother. So yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 12, so I'll have a teenager this year. So in a few months, she'll be a teenager, which is so wild. So wild to think about. But yeah, and then my youngest has just turned 5 yesterday. So yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Where were you when you were going on 13? Do you remember
Ooh.
who were you, or how were you, or how was life? Like everything, all of
Yeah.
it.
That's a great question. I know I was super shy. I was a super shy kid. So probably somewhere watching everybody do whatever they do. 13 was that, like, 8th grade, middle school? Yeah. In middle school, about to enter high school, just super shy, just trying to
Mm.
figure out the world, probably doing my best to, like, be invisible because that's safe. Not, so just kind of play the background. I'm the youngest kid of 5 too. And so, I definitely play that role of, and when you grow up in trauma, you definitely play the role of like, all right, let me sit back and let me watch what I can do. Well, that got that person in trouble. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do, you just kind of sit back and watch the way the world moves. So yeah.
Could you talk on the phone with boys at 12?
Could I? Yeah. So I feel like I feel like I was sneaky. Yeah, I feel like I was on the phone. Did my mama let me do that? I don't know. I remember like sneaking a couple times. That's when they had the house phone where like your mama could pick up the phone in the other room and hear who you on the phone with. So yeah. Definitely do remember liking boys though, for sure.
I couldn't talk to boys on the phone until I was 14, and I definitely snuck on the phone by at 13. Probably at 12 too, though. I snuck on the phone at 12 too, though.
Yeah.
So with that, do you allow your daughter to talk to boys? I mean, this day and age.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, you asking me questions that I'm still working out. Oh, man. Still working this out, Kier. You can't ask me this. All right. So
let's figure it out right here. What we gonna do?
Yes, she does. So yes, like so she'll text and she does not often, she'll say this is my friend from school, and I think it's important for her to have, male friends, female friends. So she tells me, it's her friend and she wants to talk to her friend. Yeah. So so she does. The answer is yes.
That's good. I think, I was thinking, I said, I ain't gonna do my kids like that. That's in my thought process. Because I felt like I snuck around and did stuff because we kept it such a secret, And in my case, I felt like all they had to do was tell me.
Right.
I feel like if y'all would have told me, it took me 6 months to lose my virginity because it hurt so bad. If y'all would have told me that much, I wouldn't have tried the first time. I wouldn't even try it no more.
That's true.
I would have said something wrong. I can't lose my virginity. And I probably would have stuck by that for a long time because I'd be thinking that stuff be broken me for some reason. But we're going to bind all of that right now in the name of Jesus.
It's really important to me for my kids to be able to come to me with anything like that is really important to me. And so I try not to make those things weird of like, oh, you're talking to a boy, it's weird. Like, it shouldn't be weird. I don't want it to be weird.
Now, Trinity asked the question a while back. She said, when you both write, who is usually your audience? She said, if any, for her, it's often God.
Yeah. Trinity is on it tonight. Wow.
I know. Because I'm like, I ain't never thought of that. I don't think I have an audience though.
That is great. Yeah, I think one, that's a great answer of God. And you have to realize a lot of things that I have written and whenever I speak has normally been in the church. And I feel like some of that is actually shifting for me. Whereas I'm talking to people just outside of the church, a lot of people who have gone through what I've gone through in terms of narcissistic abuse. But also, how do I say this? Like, I love the church. And yet so many people have been hurt by people in the church. And so I feel like I'm having those conversations more, whereas like I'm a person who I can be churchy. Like I know the vernacular, I know all the, the language, but also like I know that people have been hurt. And so I feel like that audience for me is shifting to be able to show people and be like, yeah, somebody in the church probably did tell you that. And I want you to know that that's not okay. And that's not right. Even when we talk about abuse, thankfully my church supported me. Right. But you know how many people and women out there, well, the church will tell them, well, just stay with your husband. That's okay. He beating you or whatever. This be the woman and be submit. Like so many people have been hurt by just things that they've been taught. And so I feel like, the audience is shifting for me in that way of maybe speaking more to people who have had those hurts and pains. So, yeah.
And I think I interpreted that wrong. I was thinking about when I'm writing, who am I writing to? But I guess my audience would probably be an open mic or this day and age virtual.
Yeah.
I write, I do commission work, like,
Yeah.
so, um,
Can I just speak to that? The first time, the first time I met you was at an event and you were hosting it, and just the way, the gift that you have to be able to take an audience right where you want them to go is just beautiful. Like, you're just so gifted. I just wanted
and I
to.
was gonna say that too. Like, we met at that SoFi show I
Yeah,
told y'all I be hosting. Yeah, but so and it's been a few months, and I feel like I've known you for forever. Like,
I know.
like, as far, because I do have walls up when it comes to women a lot of
Yeah,
times, and I ain't even just gonna say black women,
yeah,
women, and I don't want that. I don't want to have that. But so I still lead with love, but I don't know if there's love with apprehension, but that's what I got. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I sensed that a
Um
little bit. Like, there was this, like, there's nothing but love, and then I was like, okay, wait, all right, let me push it back a little
yeah,
bit.
because I think for me, I don't be wanting to come out too strong to people,
Yeah,
like trying to I've tried to create things or try to add my input, and it's not well received. I don't know. I literally had to have a conversation with my manager today, even with the 2 weeks, and that's when I decided to have it. Where I was like, I guess beforehand I was just like, well, it's just a job, and for me, I was looking at it like, well, at least I'm not reacting the way I used to react,
Hmm.
so I'm just letting things ride. But I guess that creates some. But it's different when you're black and you're working. I know that times have changed, but you don't want to be out here complaining all the time, or expressing your feelings too much, and you put a target on your back. I promise you, I know what that feels like. So I just be chilling and being quiet. And the only reason why I brought it up was because I said I don't really want no announcement that I'm leaving. And
Yeah,
like, you can send an email the day before. Honestly, I don't care, but I don't think it's necessary on this particular team. So, we were able to talk about it and such, but that's why I say that's that love with the apprehension, because I don't not have love for those individuals. I just feel like they don't reciprocate the love back. And so, to
yeah,
protect and guard myself, but like I said, I don't hold a grudge that long, or where I can never talk to you again. Ain't nobody did nothing to me that wrong.
yeah.
So
Do you feel like, is that only in work environments for you, or just everywhere? Okay, I got
that's
you.
in life.
I feel you.
And I don't, I told you, well, I haven't taught you, but I have scheduled all of my therapy sessions up until
Yeah.
July. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
doing every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I will hope to get to the meat of that and get some assignments that help me change that perspective. Other than that, I haven't found anything that would make me change how I be feeling, even though, like,
Yeah.
sometimes my husband, he'll get on me. You're like, you gotta change that. You gotta stop that. Because he
Yeah.
is love too. I think he's more love than me. His love doesn't have apprehension,
Aw.
and so he comes from a different environment, and so he has all of that to give to me. But there are times where I feel like I could be sucking it out of him, because I require so much love, so I need to find a way to take away this apprehension so that I can receive all the love that is truly out there.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
understand.
One of the, like, and I talked about this last night. I was on a panel for mental health, and one of the things I talked about, I hope this relates now that I'm talking, is one of the biggest things I felt like I learned, because the way I always responded was, I told you I was a shy kid, and so if anything bothered me, I'll hold it in, and then one day it all just blows up, until, like, hold it in, and then it all just blows up, because I never knew how to communicate what I needed, especially if, like, it was a negative feeling or what I would get back. But I really do, being in, like, in the marriage that I was in, and talking about narcissism, there's so much that's going to be thrown at you when it comes to, like, a narcissist, like lies, all the things that happen. And so the best thing that I ever did through a lot of therapy too is, like, I made a decision on who I was going to be. So And it completely changed my relationship with him, and it completely changed my relationship with myself, like moving forward. And so I decided, like, what are the boundaries that I have? I remember that I get the decision to say, although I'm in this relationship or friendship, whatever it is, I get the decision to say, oh, this is not working for me anymore. So I can actually express that without being fearful of what the other person says. And so I flip it and like actually put myself first and say, okay, what is it that you need, Ranika? What is it that you can express to the other person while honoring yourself and honoring them, and like letting them know like this is no longer working for me? And I say that like that's easy, but it like completely changed the game for me when I learned like what I want, what my desires are, and that I get to communicate that no matter what the other person's response is. Anyway, that's just like something I was talking about last night, that it's still like, something that
It definitely does relate. And I think for me, I had a part in life. What mine was, I was never shy. So much so that I would be told, you always trying to show out. You think you all of that. You always got to have the last word. Why you talk so much? You so loud. Why you laugh like that? Why you sing like that? You always got to be seen. And as a result, now here I am as this person that I know is not afraid to say anything, afraid to say things.
Wow.
Or afraid to do things, even at my age now, because in 2020 I lost the job because of expressing how I felt. And come to find, fast forward, that was January. Fast forward, a few months later, now we want to hear Black voices, when that was literally what I was explaining in my email. How I'm tired of y'all telling me, what it is that I'm doing and not doing, as though I don't see that. And as far as you looking out for me, you see what I'm saying? When you're not looking out for me, you're being aggravated. You want me to act how you feel we should, when we come in all different facets. And until we can show up like ourselves in these workplaces, like they are able to show up like themselves and not have to shuck and jive, I don't want to hear what it is that you have to say, Black man. And so basically the people didn't want to deal with me, as at that time. It was, this was before the conversations. And we were telling them that every time we say something, we're viewed as being hostile, or we have an attitude, or insubordinate.
Yeah.
And so this job that I'm leaving now, completely different. And actually, a lot of the jobs that I've had since the pandemic, completely different. I don't know if it's because they need people, people ain't working, or if they truly are hearing the voices. But I know that when I shared what I shared with my manager, who actually, I don't want them. She's either Mexican or some Latin descent. I don't want to identify her, but she mislabel her, excuse me, but I know that she understands, if that makes sense. And so she, just throughout the process of the 7 months that I've been there, she's just been so understanding. So I was just happy today that I was able to share that. I waited to the end so that you can't let me go, because I already put in my resignation. You can't find y'all told me.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a thin line that we walk as Black, brown people in the workforce. Like, I hear you. I feel that tension. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where, like I was just telling you how I was raised. And so as an adult now, I don't know when to speak sometimes, because out of fear of that it's going to mess up my livelihood, because now it's no longer getting kicked out of school and get suspended for a few days. You lose a whole damn job, and then you lose your house and your car and all of this stuff. So
yeah.
Anyway, back to these questions, because I want to know, do you still rap? And if not, do you plan on dropping an album soon or something?
Oh gosh, I'm telling you, whatever you found of me rapping, I know that was old. I do not rap anymore. Let me tell you. Oh, I wanted to be Lauryn Hill, somebody so bad, rap and oh God, I wanted to do that so bad. No, I'm sticking to what I think my giftings are, which is, I'll do some spoken word here and there for sure, but definitely, public speaking in this area of just my life story. So that's really where my passion is, where I'm like, I'm growing more in that area of speaking. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh man, I don't even know that I want to go back and like hear it. You hear some of your old stuff, somebody brings something old, you're like, oh,
Yes.
oh,
RSC.
yes.
Now,
Oh,
so do
geez.
you like that's your maiden name, right?
Yeah, Sanchez is my maiden name.
So, like, do you feel any connection to Sonya because of that? Like, is she your favorite
You
writer?
know what? Like a little bit, I did. I was like, "Oh, this is cool," because there's no black women with this name at all. So my dad was adopted by a man from Cuba, and yeah, and that's how I got the last name Sanchez. So yeah,
Nice,
but
nice. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
I just got one more question for you all
All
because
right.
y'all know I be having to get up out of here by 10 o'clock, child. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? But does art require your blood, sweat, and tears, or is art just art?
Yeah. So I definitely don't think art is just art, like in the way of like, oh, it's just art. Like art is beauty. Art shapes us. Art. I mean, I tell my kids all the time, especially here in the Carolinas, I'm like, look at the different blues in the sky. Like, look at that tree and the color of it. And then Charlotte has all these beautiful and amazing murals everywhere that you go. Like artists bring beauty and life to the world. Unfortunately, like the world we live in, that I feel like they don't value artists enough. We place money where we place value, but everything, design and art is all around us. But I definitely do think that there are times where like you are putting your blood and your sweat and your tears into the work that you're doing because you were created to be creative. If you are creative, I think we all are creative, but yeah, there are times when we put our blood and our sweat and our tears into what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think? I want to know what you think.
Thank you, because ain't nobody ever asked me. I done asked everybody I interviewed this question. And nobody asked me.
Nobody asked you. That's not right.
So, but no, I do. I guess blood, sweat, and tears is of course a metaphor, but I do believe that it requires your energy, your life, your experience, your joys and your pains. It requires your insight, your planning. It requires everything of you to make it visible or audible
Yeah.
for us to see, or what tangible for us to touch. So I do believe that. I don't know though, because when you go into an art museum and you be seeing just a line across the canvas with a few splatters for $10,000. Is that art? I mean, what happened? Like why?
Yeah.
But so that I question. But you know, everything else, that is why I appreciate Flowtainment,
Hmm.
because we are going to capture all things art and all things entertainment. But no, I don't think that art is just art. I think art is what you make it. I think that you can create something that you don't intend to be art, or that you don't think is art, and other people can see it as art. So maybe art is subjective, a little
Yeah.
bit. But I do think that it requires some elements of you, if not your literal blood, sweat, and tears, something of you, some type of secretion somewhere need to come out and land somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
so thank you for asking me that. And I plan to do a mashup of what everybody has said. That I think I was able to ask everyone that question.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
I think I was able to ask everyone who is ... So we're gonna see what I am able to create there. But is there anything else that you just got on your spirit to share? I would love your words for me completing 19 episodes. We started January 6th of this year. It was originally at 7:30 and I got stuck in traffic and I walked in my house right at 7 o'clock and then had to do a mandatory restart, which took 45 minutes. So I didn't get on live until about 7:50. And so we changed it to 8:30, starting episode 2. And I went from upstairs to down here. So, we made some progress. Y'all can go back and watch it. But anything you want to share?
Yeah, I do. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me. This has been a pleasure. You are so fun. Somebody saying, say it again. Whatever you said, I think that's what they're saying. Just thank you for having me. You're just a ball of joy. This is so much fun just being with you, talking to you anytime. And I do want to tell people, make sure you go to mentalhealthmoms.com. Please check it out. If you know somebody who wants those services when it comes to narcissistic abuse, parenting, and public speaking, like pass it on, book a session, whatever it is. The other thing I want to say is I just want to, there you go, mentalhealthmoms.com. Check that out. Healing, parenting, and speaking. You can email me at info@mentalhealthmoms.com. Go to the website, mentalhealthmoms.com, and let me know what you guys think. So I would love that. So the other thing that I want to say is I don't know, speak like life into you, just beauty of what I see. First of all, is that the church in me? That's the church girl in me. That's what that is. That's what that is. Is that like you did research, like you researched this and you put work into what you do. Like it's just beautiful to see. And I just love that. I love that everybody doesn't do that. And so you're so great at what you do. You're hilarious. You are so funny. I am so grateful for just the way that you are created, Kia. And I hope that you find beauty in the way that you are created, just as you are. Just seeing you for the first time hosting, I'm like, this woman can take hold of a room and have us all captivated in a beautiful and an amazing way, in the way that you were created. So I hope you are doing all your shifting in that way, where all your gifts are just flowing out in that way, that you can be completely who you are in those areas. And I want to say congratulations to you on completing almost your first season. So congratulations to you. You did it. I'm honored to be your last guest this season. This was so much fun. And I know there's so many more amazing things coming. So I'm going to be on the lookout for all of that. That's it.
Girl, I'm a snip some of that, child, and that's gonna be my tagline everywhere. You said some stuff about me that people just need to know.
Tell them, call me. I can say some more stuff.
Listen, thank you so much for coming through. I don't have anything really for you to stay and for, so you definitely can drop off.
Right.
But I appreciate you and your gift, and just for being who you are. And I'm not gonna let you down. I'm not gonna let you down. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm watching. Thank you.
All right. You have a good night.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. Listen, that was a show right there. It still isn't quite over. I do have 2 articles, but we do got to take a quick break because Ranika, listen, normally by 9, at least by 9:30, that's normally when the people get off, because I be having to use the restroom. I do have to use the restroom, but I didn't have to use it as bad. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to end this show out, this last show. Y'all have been a beautiful audience. Appreciate you. Appreciate Ranika. And y'all stay tuned. Yeah. Which way I got to point? This way? Yep, I knew it. Prodigy. This is digital music news from digitalmusicnews.com. Yeah, I just want to make sure I got that right. While it pulls up. This was published on the 20th by Ashley King. Prodigy's solo music catalog returns. New music coming soon. After more than 2 years, the solo catalog of the late Mobb Deep rapper Prodigy is available on all digital and streaming platforms. The iconic rapper's estate has announced upcoming new music, including a full-length album. Boy, won't they make some money off of you? Won't they make some money off of you once you in the ground buried? What a blast being with you tonight. Congratulations on finishing your first season. Thank you so much. And you helped me do it. This is going in the books, y'all. This is going to be in history. Them children going to learn about this in school one day. They're going to dig up this old archival footage on whatever the streaming platform will be. Let's say 40 years from now. 50. Prodigy's solo music is now available across digital merchants and streaming platforms after legal disputes saw it removed from all streaming services in 2019. Y'all play too much. Following a new distribution deal with ADA of Warner Music Group under the management of L. Londell McMillan of the North Star Group, albums like all 3 installments of HNIC and the Bumpy Johnson album are available for streaming and digital purchase across Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and more. We are extremely thankful to all of the fans for understanding the circumstances that our family had to professionally control at a time of grief, and for the kind words of encouragement we received from many of you, says a representative of the estate. We would also like to thank the community of hip-hop artists who came together to help us assemble Prodigy's last project. The music belongs to all of you, and we are glad we can make it available again and forever. Okay. Rest in peace to Prodigy. I'm gonna get it, child. And glad that his music is able to be streamed. I guess I'll go ahead and listen to it, y'all. I was raised by my grandparents. They was not playing Mobb Deep. I'm gonna tell you right now. And you better not play that music that hippity hop too loud. Up until we got to a certain age, because my brother did get into hip hop, but myself, it still wasn't my thing. I ain't like that. You know, I'm an R&B kind of sister myself. Watch out now. Okay now. But anyway, so congratulations to the estate of Prodigy and everyone out there who is ready to get it streaming. You can now. In case you didn't know, I told you. All right. And then our last story of the evening, y'all. I think I typed in, I don't know if I typed in entertainment news. I think this was the entertainment news category. From CNN Style. Written by Martin Goyando. And this was published on the 21st. Y'all see that? Let me make this bigger. Y'all look at that. A topless protester with blue and yellow paint across her chest and stomach ran onto the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival on Friday protesting sexual violence in Ukraine. Video taken at the festival shows. The unidentified woman is seen emerging from behind photographers and quickly removing her dress before making her way onto the carpet and shouting at cameras. The activist had the colors of the Ukraine flag painted on her upper body, as well as the word "Stop "Arring Us," painted on her chest and abdomen. She was also wearing white underwear covered by red paint that resembled blood. Security guards quickly circled the woman and wrapped her in a jacket before removing her from the event. The French feminist group SCUM, self-described as radical feminist activists and universalist blasphemers, said on Instagram that one of their members went to the festival to denounce the sexual torture suffered by Ukrainian women in the war. She used the codes of FEMEN as well as the aesthetics of the protests against the crimes committed by Russian soldiers led in April by Estonian women in front of the Russian embassy. SCUM's Instagram post read, y'all. And so that is your news. That's all I got to say. I just wanted to report that to you all. This has been a great show. I do not have a game, and that is okay because it is almost time to be up out of here. I just want y'all to know that y'all can give me a follow on Flowtainment on Instagram. There you will see all of the updates that we have in regards to the content that we're posting. And you can also follow us at WKFLO Rhythm Release, where the flow just don't stop, my podcast, where I am paying homage to the Quiet Storm, okay? On Spotify if you want to hear the music. And then you can follow the host on Instagram. You know, I may not be nobody, but I'm somebody to somebody. Do you want to hear me? Kia Flow on Instagram, as well as my website, kiaflow.com. I really do appreciate you all for coming through and just, showing me some love. This was a great season. I'm glad that I was able to finish it and I was able to get through all of my interviews. Nobody canceled. Everybody was ready and we did it. I couldn't have done it without you all. Yes, I probably would have still been doing my lives, but y'all saved me from having to read so much. My mouth be getting dry. Woo! But I'm going to show the ending commercial, which will let you know when WKFLO Rhythm Release starts. Be sure to be on the lookout for that podcast. Again, season 3 will be on Spotify only. On Spotify, that is where you can actually listen to the full podcast where I actually play the music. Season 4 will be on Spotify as well as YouTube. The YouTube version, of course, you do not hear the music, but you get to see me as well as the visuals from the highlights and history. But that is about it. I love you all. And until next time, peace. I'm just here to put a groove in you. I have no control over what you go out in this world and do. But as long as the moves made benefit more than just you, don't be afraid to allow the music in your heart to supersede you. Now, when it's all said and done, the patient will have the last laugh, while greed and grief will knock the impatient off of their path. You see, money didn't come into circulation when it touched their hands. So what's destined for you and me can't be stopped by no man. I'm your host, Kia Flow. This is WKFLO Rhythm Release.